from gym class?
No, that's me.
Oh. Who is she and why does she have her own song?
Did someone take my lunch? Pepper Ann, marching in her own parade. Pepper Ann, she's like one in a million. Pepper Ann, much too cool for 7th grade. No one's cooler than Pepper Ann. She's her own biggest fan.
Cool, a singing theater doll.
Catch her if you can, Pepper Ann.
Fascinating.
Oh, I got peanut butter on my chocolate and chocolate in my peanut butter.
Reporting live from Abe's Mall, this is Sherry Spleen with the very latest on the devastation and destruction caused by this morning's quake. A quake with enough brutal force to nearly topple the stovepipe hat right off Abe Lincoln. Please stay with us for Diary of an Earthquake, the Hazelnut Cracker.
Girls, get dressed or you'll be late.
Mom, it's 4 a.m. Besides, I hardly think school's gonna be open today. I mean, we just had an earthquake.
An earth what?
It was just a 3.2. Nothing even fell off the shelves.
This just in, a mini-mart surveillance tape captures actual earthquake damage as it happened. Warning, the following footage contains graphic material that may be unsuitable for our younger viewers. Speaking live with the manager of Slaptacky's Mini-Mart, here's Hal.
Oh, that's damaged goods. It doesn't even look like a bear anymore. Its nose is all pushed in and I wouldn't buy it.
There you have it. So far, the quake has amassed an alarming 67 cents in damages. The emotional cost, immeasurable.
No bladeage?
After that earthquake? I don't think so, my loco.
There was an earthquake?
This morning at 3:41 a.m., the epicenter was 2 miles south of Greasy and Cheesy.
Ah! The one-time natural disaster strikes and I sleep right through it.
There might be an aftershock.
Aftershock?
Aftershock.
A quake of lesser magnitude, usually one of a series, following a larger earthquake in the same area.
One in a series?
Don't worry, the quake was probably too small to generate noticeable aftershocks anyway.
Nikki, how can you be so glib? How can you sleep at night knowing the big one could hit at any moment?
Pepper Ann, you can rest easy as long as you're prepared. A concept I covered thoroughly at my crisis management seminar, which, may I point out, neither of you bothered to attend.
Nikki, how many times do we have to tell you? We didn't go because it sounded boring. Just tell us what we need to know now.
One of the best ways to prepare for an emergency is to prepare an emergency kit. Pack only the essentials you want to be able to pick up and go at a moment's notice.
Check.
Earthquake!
Take cover!
It's not an earthquake.
I was so ready.
Learning basic first aid and CPR is crucial. You never know when you'll be called upon to save a life. Pump! 1, 2, 3.
Live, darn you! Live!
Was that one?
No.
Papa, hello!
I'm sure he's fine. Now, don't you feel better about your ability to handle a disaster?
An earthquake? Maybe. But what about floods, fire, or locusts?
Now you're being paranoid. You can't live your life just expecting disaster to strike.
Speak for yourself, Missy. I'm hoarding fish sticks and you can't stop me.
Yucky, honey. Time for your xfiles.fanclub.conspiracy meeting.
Oh, goody! Call me.
I'm not paranoid. I'd get get away from this tree if I were you. One well-placed bolt of lightning and this baby's coming down and taking you with it.
Don't be seduced by my historic charm. I'm sold, I'm liable to crumble at the slightest tremor.
Hey, I'm just a 5-alarm fire waiting to happen.
And who knows if I work? I haven't been tested in ages.
I may have rabies. I've been leaning like this for 10 years. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up.
Whatever happened to safety first?
My wiring is frayed and brittle.
I'm outdated and dangerous.
What is this place?
No, Peppy, we don't need one.
But, Mom, a bomb shelter could double as a storm shelter in case of a tornado. Come twister or nuclear apocalypse, we're covered.
Cold War's over, honey. Time for bed. Come on.
Oh, no. No way. Until that inspector comes to evaluate the structural stability of this house, I am sleeping outside. Besides, I could stand to practice my survival skills.
Good night, Peppy.
Good night.
Pepper Ann, what is all this?
Who sent you?
Nobody sent us. We just thought you'd like to join us for Frozert.
And leave my tent? It's just not safe. Any number of disasters could happen. In my tent, I'm prepared for anything.
She's not coming back out, is she?
My foot is touching my ear.
Sunday, March 3rd, 1400 hours. Though tempted, I refuse to leave the safety that is my tent. Danger lurks everywhere, but not here. Oh no, not here. Sunday, March 3rd, 1400 hours, 2 minutes. I have fashioned eating utensils from some twigs and twine. Who knows what mind-altering metals are secretly slipped into our factories. Sunday, March 3rd, 1400 hours, 5 minutes. I admit the endless solitude is starting to eat away at my soul, but my mind is strong. I need no one. I have my dried mariachi frogs for company, and that's all I need for this, my unblinking vigil against the unforgiving power we call nature.
It's just another aftershock.
I still can't get used to them.
Don't be so hard on yourself. If it weren't for you, we'd be out there, lost, alone, desperate. Thank goodness you were so well prepared for disaster.
Intruders!
Where?
Oh no!
I see you, Pepper Ann.
What happened to you?
Apparently, the metals that were secretly slipped into our factories weren't just mind-altering.
I knew it.
Enough chitter-chatter. Give us your survival provisions and no one gets hurt.
Never.
Give us the girl and we'll talk.
I said never. A disturbance at Lake Tammy. A giant tsunami is headed our way. Nicky, Milo, run! I've got to warn them. Higher ground. Must get to higher ground. The tsunami is coming.
Finally, a noodle house in Hazelnut.
Would you listen to yourself? This is Hazelnut, Pepper Ann. We don't have natural disasters. We don't even have flu epidemics. We don't have anything!
But what about the Earth?
Quake or fake? After an in-depth investigation, WNUT's news team has discovered that last week's 3.2 shaker was no quake at all. Just strong vibrations from a special effects explosion staged by Hollywood producer J.D. Kilbreath for his action thriller, D-Day for Love. Coming this summer to a theater near you!
I guess I may have been acting a teeny bit paranoid.
Pepper Ann, being prepared is smart, but you can't let the fear of disaster paralyze you.
You're right. And it's like you said. This is Hazelnut. We don't have disasters.
Was that one?
No!
Oh, Class A? History has a little score to settle, and you fresh prince and princesses are gonna slug it out in a mock trial.
Mr. Finky, is that anything like a mock turtleneck? Because they, make my neck itch? I have a note.
No, Sissy. A mock trial is a trial we act out in class. Ours is going to be about the Boston Tea Party. Here's the sitch. The American revolutionaries dumped mucho tea into Boston Harbor to protest unfair taxes. In our trial, the tea company will sue the Americans for the cost of the lost tea.
Who cares about a little tea?
You should, Shaka Khan. The Boston Tea Party was one of the inciting incidents of the American Revolution. Without it, we may still be a British colony.
That's my point. I mean, those revolutionaries founded an entire nation. If they had to sacrifice a few tea bags in the process, what's the big deal?
Sounds like someone's volunteering to be the defense attorney for the Americans.
Go, USA!
Looks like Milo's got your back.
Count me in, too. All I know is if that were my tea floating in that harbor, those revolutionaries would have a lot more than taxes to cry about.
Jeepers creepers! We've got ourselves a prosecutor. You'll have to prove that the tea company deserves to be paid back for the dumped tea.
As a committed student of our justice system, I submit my name for the role of judge.
You're on, Your Honor.
That's perfect, Nikki. With you in my pocket, I'm sure to...
If you're expecting special treatment, you're way out of line, Missy. I'm a fair and impartial judge. We can be friends again after the trial.
And so ends the case. Just because I'm a heavy sleeper doesn't mean you can steal my kidney.
PA, shouldn't we be studying?
Studying? Milo, this country wasn't founded by library geeks. It was founded by men and women of action, vigor, joie de vivre.
Peppy, can you help me set up this new answering machine?
And get off the couch? Relax, Milo. There's no way we can lose. Even if we do owe money, the jury's not going to make us pay. We're the Americans.
PA, they're really working hard.
That's because they need to. We don't need books or costumes or math. We have history on our side, and we're gonna make like Plymouth and rock.
Today, a very special edition of the Hazelnut People's Court. This middle school history class has let our cameras into their mock trial for the case of the over-soaked tea bags. Let's meet the plaintiff. Trinket's team is representing the East India Tea Company. They claim the Americans owe their client big for the tea they dumped in that fateful harbor centuries ago. And here comes the defense. Pepper Ann and team are defending the American revolutionaries.
Go America!
All rise. Justice Nikki Little presiding.
You've all been sworn in, and I've read your complaints. Plaintiff, please make your opening remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today we present our case against the American revolutionaries. We intend to prove not only that these rapscallions dumped excessive tea, but that in doing so, they irrevocably ruined the image of tea in America, causing the East India Tea Company to lose billions of dollars in future revenues. I give you Exhibit A.
And so, if not for the Boston Tea Party and the subsequent rise in coffee consumption, our country today would be dotted by thousands of trendy, grungy, artsy, overpriced tea houses.
And that is Exhibit ZZZ, our 78th and last piece of evidence.
PA, do we have any exhibits?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I give you the only exhibits the defense needs. Exhibits U, S, and A.
Go America!
Pearson, you are flirting with contempt of court. This is the plaintiff's day, so clam up, sit down, or ship out!
Now I'd like to call a few witnesses. King George. As ruler of England and the colonies, you were greatly disturbed by the incident in Boston, were you not?
I say, old chap, the Crown was jolly good to her colonies in America. We never expected to have our tea dumped so, old chap.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I know this is difficult, but please tell us in your own words what happened that night.
I was cleaning one of the cabins when they came on board. They took our tea, they dumped it overboard, and they said, ha!
For my last witness, I call Miss Lydia Pearson to the stand.
Mom?
Miss Pearson, you are the mother of the lead counsel for the defense, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Oh, I'm so proud of my Peppy. It seems like just yesterday she was running around, but...
That's sweet. Ms. Pearson, would you kindly dial your home number for the court?
You have reached the Pearson residence. Please leave a message at the...
Relax, Milo. There's no way we can lose. Even if we do owe money, the jury's not going to make us pay. We're the Americans.
Quiet, Peppy. I'm trying to record a message.
A blatant admission of guilt. The prosecution rests.
Wow.
Court adjourned. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., we hear the defense. Don't be late. So, who's up for Greasy and Cheesy?
Cheer up, guys. Tomorrow's our day.
Pepper Ann, we don't have any evidence or witnesses. We can't win this case.
Gwen Mesro, Gwen Mesro, Gwen Mesro. We've already won this case because we won the Revolutionary War. Why get up there and waste our breath to prove the obvious?
Gwen Mesro, wait! How could you, Pepper Ann?
Milo, don't go. We're going to take that court by storm tomorrow. Call up our own witnesses. Show everyone that the U.S. of A is A-OK. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Where were you at 2 p.m. on Sunday, November 31st, 1773? Huh?
I say, old chap, November only has 30 days. Old chap?
No further questions. What are you gonna do? You gonna start blubbering again? Go cry in your shepherd's pie, you pasty tea drinking.
Pearson, did you just call the witness to the stand to badger her, or do you actually have a question?
Why me every time?
Let's hear closing statements.
Our case has been presented with reliance on truth and substance, not to mention panache and impeccable spin. I rest my case.
Okay, this has gone far enough. Trinket may have thrown around some evidence, but the fact is, we are Americans. We don't drink tea, and we don't take any crud. So let's just tell it like it is. If you're not a Brit, you must acquit. If you're not a Brit, you must acquit.
I have to admit, it is catchy.
Oh, yeah,
that's nice.
After only 6 shocking minutes of deliberation, the jury is ready to render a verdict. Let's go inside.
Although we admire the chutzpah of the revolutionaries, Trinket has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that the tea company was never reimbursed for the cost of the lost tea. We find for the plaintiff.
The court finds the defense liable for $246 billion in lost potential revenue, payable in mock money. Court adjourned.
What? Are you insane? We can't lose. The dumping of that tea was a statement against tyranny and injustice. It represents every value this country was founded upon.
Pepper Ann, I said court adjourned.
England had been unfairly taxing the colonists for years. By the time of the Tea Party, the revolutionaries had paid more than enough in taxes to cover the cost of the dumped tea.
You know, if you look at it that way, maybe England is the one who owes the tea company. What have we done?
Oh, if we had known that, our verdict would have been quite different.
Everyone knows that. It's called history, people. Open a book.
Looks like you took a few things for granted in this case. You know what happens when you assume. You get a C for the mock trial.
And so ends the case of the over-soaked tea bags. Brilliant case, Trinket.
I know.
Your hair smells like strawberries.
And here come today's big losers. In the 20 years that Mr. Finky's been teaching this class, you are the only team to ever lose for the Americans. Comments?
It wasn't the team. It was me. I was so sure I was right, I didn't bother trying to convince anyone else. So, I'd like to apologize to my teammates, to my country, to every little child, eyes wide with wonderment at their first glance at the Jefferson Memorial.
That's enough, Pepper Ann.
To every old woman rising up on her creaking knees at the first chords of the national anthem.
Pepper Ann, you're embarrassing us.
To every gurgling baby who